Jana Heitmeyer. In February 2007, Jana was named the Director of Sports Nutrition for the University of Missouri. She is responsible for all nutrition education, body composition analysis, diet analysis, and dining hall coordination for all Missouri student athletes. Originally from the Northwest Ohio, Jana graduated from Kent State University, where she earned her bachelor's degree in zoology and pre-medicine. She received her Master's of Education in Health Education and Promotion from the University of Missouri. She also received her degree in dietetics and became a registered dietitian. Jana is a certified strength and coordinating specialist, a certified strength and conditioning coach, and a registered dietitian through the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. I personally would call her one busy lady. Please welcome Jana Heitmeyer.
Okay. Basically all that stuff means is that I went to school for a really long time just because it was entertaining to me. And hopefully I can spend some time and give you guys a message that will a little bit help you. So my big thing is everyone always asks me, everything about nutrition is hard, it's annoying, and nobody wants to do it because we all like to eat, including myself. I would much prefer to eat cookies and candy than anything that remotely resembles vegetables and fruit. So I want a pill, that's my whole thing. I want a pill that makes me healthy, and that's the end of it. So the way that we teach our athletes, okay, so imagine if I feel like that and I know the benefits of all the stuff that's supposed to be good, imagine how I am trying to convince 540 18 to 22-year-olds that I know best and that they do need to eat that stuff because it is going to help them. We tried to break it down into something a little bit easier, so we have a tagline that we call FASTER. FASTER is our basic 6 steps to help them understand nutrition and know that this is the best 6 things that are going to help you be most successful. Everybody wants to be faster. It doesn't matter if it's a golfer or a baseball player or a football player or basketball. It doesn't matter. Everybody wants to be faster in some way, shape, or form. So, there's a quiz on this, by the way. At the end, so remember. The F stands up for fill up with fruits and vegetables. We're going to cover all 6 of them, and then we're going to go into more detail about them and talk about why those things are important. So fill up with fruits and vegetables. Everyone knows we're supposed to do it, but why are we supposed to do it? What exactly is in them that makes them so special? Always hydrate. So that means water more than anything. So I see lots of water bottles out. It means water more than it means soda, for sure. And it means less coffee, less beer, less wine. Yes, I said it. And more of the stuff that is good for your body. Start with breakfast. This is my favorite topic. I could talk about breakfast for a full hour because I get so excited about it. Think lean protein is the T. Why do we need protein? How do we know which ones are healthier? Which one's the best for us? How do we know when we choose at a restaurant? It's a lot of confusing stuff. Eat often is the E. So how many times are you supposed to eat a day? You guys are smart. I should just leave now. So how many times are you supposed to eat, and is that really feasible in real life? Because I don't have time. So how are we supposed to really do that? Oops. And then rest and recover. So what does that have to do with anything? What is sleeping? Sleeping is another of my favorite topic, probably because I like to do it as much as I like to eat. So how are we supposed to do that, and when are we supposed to do that, and what does it look like when we are recovered and when we're rested? So, why? So we fill up on fruits and vegetables. They're full of the vitamins and minerals that your body needs. This is basic elementary stuff. You would think that you would never have to talk about this ever in your life. But I, on a daily basis, try to convince people that yes, it is important for you to have fruits and vegetables. And no, fruit snacks do not count as fruits and vegetables, even if it says 100% fruit on them. And no, strawberry milk does not count as a strawberry, because it's not a strawberry. So we continually have these conversations, and every year the freshmen come in and ask me the same stuff. They ask me things like, if I have pizza, my sauce counts as fruit and vegetable because a tomato is a fruit, right? But you said it's a vegetable too, so that means it counts as both. No. So we have a lot of arguments. I'll tell you a lot of stories about how I try to convince them. Some appropriate and some not, so maybe we don't want to take this. I just do my best to try and convince them, number one, with performance. So there is performance benefits. I tell them all the time, you can't do anything else if you don't have the nutrients available in your body to be able to do it. So that goes for us as well. Our body cannot function the way that we want it to if we don't have the nutrients that are provided in the fruits and vegetables to be able to do it. So I had a guy that once upon a time decided that he wanted to try vegetables, and he was willing to try something new. And we decided that green beans was going to be the easiest thing for him to try. So we said, I don't know how to make green beans, what do I do? I said, open up the can, put it in the microwave, you're good to go, that's all you have to do. And then he came back the next day and told me that he blew up his microwave because I did not tell him to put them in a bowl and dump them out of the can. I said, open the can and put it in the microwave. So I have since learned the power of directions, and I now tell them multiple times, yes. The other thing is that I talk to them a lot about vegetables. It seems to be more of it's a harder thing for them to want to eat. So we like to serve them asparagus, and we went through like a pan a night in the dining hall. So we have our own special dining hall for the athletes where they eat dinner. And I'm in charge of the menu, and I'm in charge of working with our chef to figure out how we're going to convince them that this food is actually good. So we put asparagus out, and they went through it, literally a pan between 500 athletes. So we came back and we tried to think of something and decided that I was talking to a group of football players at a table and told them that it would help them get girls, and that the girls can smell the pheromones coming off of them. And the way that they knew it was working is if their pee smelled like asparagus. So we now go through about 10 to 11 pans a night, so it works. And I don't care, so they can think that, and that's fine, but at the end of the day, they're eating it and they're getting the nutrients, so they've actually tried something new because they want girls. So. Always hydrate. So if you're thinking about a piece of raw steak, and this is how I explain this to them. If you think about a piece of raw steak, and you take it and we pass it around the room and we literally like toss it back and forth to each other, you're going to put it on the table at the end of that tossing around, and it's not going to really look that much different from when it started. So it's very elastic, it's very flexible, it can take a lot of stress, it can take a lot of handling, it can take a lot of sudden movements depending on what we decide to do with the steak. But then you take a piece of beef jerky, and similar to that, if we were to pass it around the room, at some point there's going to be little pieces of beef jerky all over the place. It's probably going to break in half or in multiple pieces, and the only difference is the amount of water inside each of those two things. So I tell them, we want you to have steak muscles, we do not want you to have beef jerky muscles, and since they know what that is, it's obviously very easy for them to, relate to that, we'll say. So we talk a lot about the color of their pee and what color it should be. So we tell them it's lemonade to clear is what we want it to be, and we don't want it to look like apple juice or beer. So it needs to be a lot lighter in color than it does in the darker in color. So again, it's all the giggles because haha, she said pee. But it gets the point across because they know what those colors are and they are looking regardless. So over every urinal and in every bathroom that we have on the campus in athletics, in the athletics section, there is a pee chart. We call it the hydration chart to be politically correct. We call it the hydration chart, and that is posted over all the bathrooms so that they know why and what it should look like at certain times. How many of you guys can say that you are hydrated all the time? Based on what I just told you, how many of you guys can say that you're hydrated most of the time? A couple people. Or you've never thought about it before. Yes, I want you to look at your pee. Yes, okay, so probably not very many, but they always talk about this 8 cups of 8 ounces or whatever it is. Depending on what's going on in your body and depending on what you already ate that day, depending on the activity that you've done, depending on the recovery that's happening in your body, tells us exactly how much fluid we need. So I can't look at you and tell you that you need 16 ounces of water today, just like I can't look at you and tell you you need 64, and look at you and you need 32. I don't know. There's no way of me knowing by looking at them, and that's why we talk to them about it in this way. And the same goes for us. We don't want to be doing something, whether it's outside or physically active or moving stuff or picking things up, and all of a sudden find ourselves straining a muscle, pulling a muscle, being extra sore the next day. All that helps. So as long as we're staying hydrated, our body and our muscles are able to move and be flexible a lot better than they could if we didn't have that water in our body. Make sense? Is this a staring group or a talking group? Talking? Okay. I'll ask more questions then. Okay, so what counts as water in hydration? Water. Puddings, ice cream, what else? Milk. What do you mean? She's smart. She gets a gold star. So tomatoes, fruits, and vegetables. Lots and lots of water in those, and that all counts towards your water intake. So the people that don't drink enough water, or all they're thinking about is I have to drink these water bottles of water all the time, and then all I'm eating is sandwiches, you're probably going to have a hard time being hydrated. Versus the people that are adding some fruits and vegetables in, it's a lot easier for you to stay hydrated than it is for someone else. So you'll find yourself not force-feeding yourself bottles of water if you actually add some snacks in or some meals in with some fruits and vegetables in them.